We're back for another episode of Myth Busting EDS and HSD. Today, this category is called, I couldn't really think of what to call it, so I've just called it misguided and plain wrong. It's just wrong. Again, these are things that people have been told. I'm just reporting what people have been told and sharing my opinions. As always, other opinions are available. These are just my opinions based on my 15 years of clinical experience in the community and my own personal experience, of course, having EDS and a few of the comorbidities like POTS, MCAS and fatigue. So this is an interesting one. Everyone with EDS is tall and thin. So a male member of the community was told that, and he's not tall and thin. So, you know, that was like, well, you don't have EDS because you're not tall and thin. That's just not true. I mean, maybe they were getting confused with Marfan syndrome, in which people tend to be, you know, quite tall and have very thin faces and very long limbs. So maybe there was some mix up there. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. But no, EDS, we come in all shapes and sizes, all heights, all weights, all presentations. So there isn't a look for an EDS person, okay? We don't all look the same. Although, of course, you know, in some of the EDS, the skin is going to be very soft and doughy looking. But other than that, you know, we don't, for HEDS, there isn't really a look. For some of the other types of EDS, you know, there are certain distinct features that someone would be on the lookout for if they were giving a diagnosis. But other than that, no, there isn't a sort of a weight or a height or a look that we're supposed to have. We are all different. Couple of other ones. This idea that, you know, you don't look sick. You know, no, we don't look sick. I have EDS, I have MCAS, I have POTS, and I hope I look fairly well most of the time. But yes, I have bad days when I have low energy and fatigue, or my MCAS is playing up, and I probably don't look very well. But, you know, you don't have to look sick to have EDS or HSD. And people, you know, we're some of the most resilient people there are. We want to get out, we want to do stuff. You know, for those of us who are housebound and bedbound, you know, sometimes that's kind of looked at as like as a sort of a benefit. I mean, that's just not the case. Why would anyone choose to do that? There's a reason why people are housebound. Okay, so telling people that they don't look sick is just incorrect. Okay, it's an invisible illness, and it's variable, good days and bad days. And that brings me on to the next point. You know, well, you looked okay yesterday, you were okay yesterday, you probably just need a good night's sleep. Well, that's just again a misconception and a misunderstanding that we do have good days and bad days. You know, some days people look great, the following day they might not look so great, they might not feel so great, they might be having a, you know, a bed day, they might need to stay in bed, their POTS might be playing up, they might feel totally destabilized for whatever reason. So it's not going to be fixed by having a good night's sleep. I mean, good sleep can help, of course. Good sleep hygiene and doing everything we can to have good sleep is hugely beneficial. But, you know, having a good night's sleep isn't, you know, one good night's sleep isn't a solution to a condition. It's part and parcel. Improving our sleep is definitely part of it. But sleep's a whole other issue, right? There are so many things going on with our sleep and so many different conditions impacting our sleep. So it's not always easy. Even if that was the solution, having a good night's sleep isn't always the answer for us to achieve. I mean, it's not always achievable because of so many other things going on. So just a couple there to deal with these myth bustings around how you look, how you're looking. Again, putting those in the misunderstandings and misconceptions bucket, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.